Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Podcast, episode 145. If you are new to this channel, my name is Krista, and this is my Secret Yarnery. This channel is all about crochet and crochet-related goodness. There is a podcast just like this every Wednesday, a new tutorial and written pattern on Sundays, both right and left-handed, and also a live chat every Friday, plus crochet goodness throughout the week. So if any of that is of interest to you, consider hitting the subscribe button under this video right now. Now, before we get started, I want to give a big congratulations to the winner from last week's podcast. Congratulations to Jacqueline Sharp. Jacqueline said, I found you through one of your large ice yarn hauls. I think you had about 70,000 subscribers at the time. I love the detail in your tutorials, and you really kept the community together with your live chats throughout the lockdown. Those were the days, right? I mean, it was awful, but it was also great. So during the COVID lockdown, we did live chats several times a week just to give, well, just for us to have something to do, I guess, something to look forward to. We had a new topic every week, and we just kind of got to hang out together. It was really fun. So I'm so glad that that is how and when you found me and found us. And thank you so much. So send me an email, krista@secretyarnery.com, and I will send you a copy of my latest pattern. And if you want to win a free pattern, just keep watching and I'll tell you how to do it. And now it's time for Finished Object. Ready? It is the Christmas stocking advent calendar. So these are super cute, simple, easy to make little baby booties, little granny square. They're kind of granny squares. It's the idea of a granny square, but modified into an adorable, super easy stocking. It is just the right size to put in a little chocolate or a sweet or a folded up bill, maybe a gift card, or even a sweet little note, something charming inside to mark each day. If you don't know what to put inside your advent calendar, the written pattern also includes these printable cutout little numbers that fit right inside the stockings. So they just come on 2 sheets. You can just print them out on cardstock and cut them out just like that, and then they fit right inside your stocking, and they're numbered 1 to 24. So all you have to do is just cut these out and pop them in, and your advent calendar is done. You don't have to worry about what to put inside, what your treats are going to be, anything like that. Already done for you. So that is part of the written pattern. And all my patterns are available at secretyarnery.com. They are in full color, so if you want to do the ink-friendly version, if you want to print ink-friendly or like with reduced ink, just skip the first 3 pages and the last 2 pages, and all the pages in the middle have very little ink consumption. But talking about ink consumption, this is a bit off topic, so I guess we should start a new section here. Let's do Amazon Pick of the Week. So I wanted a copy of all my written patterns, or at least the ones I had back then. I think I was only at like 65 patterns or something like that. But I was like, let me get them printed out so that I have them, like, I don't have to keep going online and getting the document from, you know, my email or whatever like that. I just wanted them all in one spot. My printer, I had a color printer, you know, one of those laser ones, because I was like, oh, the laser ones are going to be more economical on ink. I guess they were back in the day. But then even to replace those cartridges, they're like $60 each. There's 4 of them. That's like a lot of money. And I'm like, let me just take it to a print shop, just get it printed, right? Double-sided, it's not going to be that much. Well, it turned out to be about $120. I'm like, what? I called to get a quote in the beginning, and the lady was like, oh, it'll be like $4,600, which is about $40. Back then, it was about $40. Exchange rate has changed since then, but it's about $40 US. And I'm like, okay, $40, all my patterns done. Don't have to do it myself. Good, done. And then I went, and there's like, oh, well, that was for this, but it's also this folder here. Then you also wanted these ones here, blah, blah, blah. And it worked out to be $120. And I was like, oh my gosh, for $120, I could have really considered ink cartridges, right? I could have replaced ink cartridges. So I'm like, well, let me go to one of my favorite stores, Textbook Center. They're great. It's like my go-to station, one of my go-to. I have two go-to stationery supply stores, to be honest. One for binders. Textbook Center doesn't have the good ones. And then Textbook Center for everything else. So I went to Textbook Center. And I'm looking at printers, and the guy, you know, salesperson comes over and he's like, oh, what are you looking for? And I'm like, a color printer that's like cheap. And I was looking at like the laser color printers, which are not cheap to buy. And he was kind of steering me over to like these smaller models. And I'm like, you're going to get me to buy the cheaper printer, but with the expensive liquid ink, right? And I don't want to do that. I've already done it. I don't want to do it again. And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, how much is the ink? And he was like, what is it? It was like $15 to like refill forever. And I was like, what? Anyway, gist of it is, if you print stuff at home, you have to go and invest in a new color printer. They're called Big Tank or Ink Tank or something like that. But they're massive ink tanks or ink compartments. And you can literally print, I don't know, I printed for a year before I had to top up. And I was printing textbooks and things like learning materials for my kids at school, like 200-page documents, double-sided. Like I was printing a lot. And all of my patterns also. I have not run out of ink. I bought one replacement for each, so about $40 of ink. And I have not even managed to squeeze that $40 of ink into the printer in a year and a half of mad printing. So that just totally liberated ink is expensive. It's, you know, all the printing stuff. I didn't even know. I thought I was being modern with the laser kind. So if you are like me and you don't buy printers all the time, it's time to upgrade your printer. They're about $200, I want to say. You'll see it on the screen. For here, it was about $250, but everything's more expensive here. And the ink was about $15 per bottle. So I will link that information here. That ink will last you at least over a year of like mad printing. So definitely consider upgrading. It's just so liberating. So that's my side note on how to print for cheap and what you can grab at Amazon this week. So this is already a written pattern on my website and also right and left-handed tutorials on my channel. So go ahead and check that out. It's so cute and so fun to make. Perfect even if for selling at craft fairs coming up in the fall. So if you celebrate Christmas or know people that do, this is a great, fast, easy to make little gift. Which brings us to Frog with Me. That was attempt 6 or 7 of the gelato shawl, which is the family crochet along this month. It is going to be epic. It is a triangular shawl that lays across your shoulders and stays hanging in front. So you don't have to worry about pulling it and adjusting it and tying it and clipping it. It is just going to fit over your shoulders and belong where you want your shawl to be. So that was the result. I think that was attempt number 7, but it's so worth it, and you're going to love the pattern, which I suppose brings us to upcoming live events. The first live event is going to be Friday for our regular Hook, Yarn, and Dish, where we talk about crochet, yarn, and food, and anything else that pops up, all the fun stuff. So that is Friday, 5 p.m. in Nairobi. And all you have to do to join that is just comment or just watch along. I know a lot of people watch on their TVs and places where they can't comment so easily. So you are welcome to join us as well. We'll just keep you company while you get done whatever you want to do, even if it's just relaxing with us. The next live after that is coming up on Monday, and that is where family members are starting the gelato shawl. So that will be a live chat, and there will be a tutorial, both right and left-handed, for family members. It will also be coming a complete and full tutorial for everyone in the future, but family members get first dibs. They get to start it with me and work on it together. So it is a really fun thing to do. And if you're considering joining us for that, just hit join underneath this video or the link in the description box and pick family for your level of membership. And would you like to win a free pattern? All you have to do is go ahead and hit this button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. Yes, you have to be a subscriber of the channel, and you also have to answer question of the week. Question of the week is, what is your dream crochet project for fall? What are you planning to crochet for the fall? For me, I don't really have something that I want to crochet. I have a bunch of things I want to film, edit, write a pattern, and upload so that my filming backlog, I want to reduce my filming backlog. So in the new year, I get to, instead of like working on things that I have in a holding pattern waiting to film, I want to be like, oh, look what I want to do today. And I could just kind of film it, whip it out. So that is my goal. I want to get caught up on my older whips. But you tell me what your dream crochet project for fall is in the comments under this video. And I'll be picking a winner in an upcoming podcast who is a subscriber to win a free pattern. And now it's time for News of the Week. News of the week, Christmas in July. What? All my family is like, what, Mom? It is not Christmas time yet. And I'm like, I know, honey, but it's a thing. Trust me. So this is my first year ever being, I want to say prepared enough to tackle Christmas in July. So that is really exciting. I have a lot of crochet projects to share with you, tutorials and written patterns. But for me, being Canadian and living in the Southern Hemisphere now, my Christmas is like just starting to be my spring, summer kind of season. So it doesn't really feel Christmassy to me until the kids come home for Christmas break. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be Christmas. And then I'm in a mad dash to like crochet blankets on Christmas Eve. Like that's standard me Christmas season. But this past year, I had so much inspiration going on. I'm like, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. I had so many ideas. I did a whole series of stockings, all different sizes stockings. So whatever you wanted to put in it, you had the exact pattern for that size object. I was on a roll, but I did not have enough weeks to upload all of those tutorials. So I have a bunch to share with you this July. So that worked out super, super great. And I cannot wait for the finished objects. Some of them I'm still waiting for. Like I'm waiting to finish them with you. So I'm really excited about it. I also have so many crochet projects for Christmas. I was going to share them now in this podcast, but I think because it's also like something you would be searching for on the internet, like what can I crochet for Christmas? And you might not click on a podcast and like get through all of the podcast to find out that information. So I'm going to film and upload it as like a separate little nugget. So if you just want to jump into the part of like, what can I crochet for Christmas? That is going to be me and you in a separate video. So super excited about that. I have a whole storage tote of Christmas crochet projects, tutorials, and written patterns. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Other news, freezing cold. Not that you can tell by my summer outfit. Now I know Elda is going to be watching and she's going to be like, well, of course you're cold, Krista. You're wearing a summer dress. Put on a sweater. Yes, I have a sweater. I'm living on, how come I can't reach it right now? It's usually right here. Well, I have a bunch of crochet shawls and sweaters right there. But I'm actually living in these slippers, which are so super, super cute and keep you nice and toasty, that I also made slippers for my boys. But instead of doing the straight across the toe, like a little ballet slipper design for the boys, I did them straight, and I think it worked out really, really great. Well, remind me, that should be another pattern. Like a boy version of my 2-hour slippers. I want to say it's even easier because you do not have to count or adjust any of your stitches. It is just straight, circle, straight, back and forth, straight, sew it together, done. Boom. So good. So that should also be a tutorial in the future. They really worked out. Yes, we have been pickleballing. Kids are getting really good at it. We have a coach, or we hire a coach every now and again, especially for the kids. And it's so, you know, the kids, they'll be like, well, when you go like this, like turn your, like, you know, swing all the way through, or like go, just angle the racket like this, like some sort of technical kind of nugget to get the kids better. For me, they're like, Mom, look at the ball. And I'm like, right? The ball comes at me and I'm like, I don't want to see it. Once it went up and I like waited for it to like hit me. I'm like, is it going to hit me? I don't look. They're like, Mom, you look at the ball. So that, if that doesn't give you hope that you also can pickleball, I don't know. I don't know what else will. It is actually just really fun to do. It's been raining now. The cold weather's great. It's 20 degrees inside the Yarnery, by the way, 20.9. It was 18 last night. So I'm talking blankets, I'm talking hot water bottles, everything. We got everything warming us up inside the house. But pickleball has been really great because it's not hot at all. It's generally cloudy. The only bad thing about the weather is some days it's even been raining in the day. This is the second day this week that it's been raining. So that's a little bit unusual for this time of year, but also super great for the garden, which I will be taking you on a tour in the next, I think, a couple podcasts from now. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I'm waiting for you in that video right there, and stay hooked.